was decent.
All right, everyone, we are back live, and we've got with Sonic the Hedgehog on Sega Master System. Best of luck to you in your run.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so this is the 8-bit Sonic the Hedgehog. Welcome to the world of lesser-known Sonics. This is my original Sonic stomping ground for speedruns, as it were. But I'll get it started off and then start talking about it, so this category in particular. Here I'm going to count down in 3, 2, 1, and go. Alright. So this run, normally I only run any percent for like every speedrun I do, and this is one of the only non-any percent runs that I do. I don't know why, because it's a very silly category. The requirements for it, okay, there's one of the most difficult jumps in the very first level here that I wasn't expecting to get, to jump off that platform and get this extra life. So the requirements for this category I'm going to need to go over here. It's basically the 100% category for this game. And the requirements are, you get all the Chaos Emeralds, which aren't in bonus stages, but you still have to go through all the bonus stages. You have to not die whatsoever during the entire run, and to get to the bonus stages you need 50 rings in every level, so I just got 50 rings in the first level here, and this is the first bonus stage. And that's the fastest way through the first bonus stage. That was decent. Decently speedy. And what else is there? All the Chaos Emeralds, oh yeah, all the hidden extra lives, there's one in each level. And if you get all of those things, actually wanted more of those rings there we go. If you get all of those things, and then end the run, you get the maximum special bonus at the credits at the end. And that's why this category is called Max Special Bonus. Here's a little up-zip in this wall, just to get closer to the Chaos Emerald. It's fairly easy, as long as you go neutral as you get sprung up by that spring, or straight into the wall. You just hammer jump up that wall. This game kind of does the zipping vertically as opposed to horizontally. So that was the Chaos Emerald just sitting around in the level there. You may or may not have seen it flashing, because it flashes kind of once every other frame, so it may have been invisible on the frame rate, as it were. But you'll be able to see that we have one Chaos Emerald as the score screen runs, and we also got 50 rings again in that, so we go to the bonus level. So there's the Chaos Emerald at the bottom. So, bonus level 2. As you can see, these are all like fairly pinball inspired, and if they go wrong, they end up going really wrong. So I'm being careful not to like be bounced at any wacky angles here. So yeah, with the bonus levels, there isn't anything I need to do in them in particular. I just have to get through them as fast as possible, and it makes a note that I've completed each bonus level. So here's Green Hill Boss. This is the worst boss in the game, speedrun-wise. Oh, but before we go to the boss, we need the secret extra life, which is down here. Oh, I want to roll through it, thanks. There we go, whatever. So yeah, the worst boss in the game, that would be because he takes 8 hits to die. You can get 7 hits on him really easily. At the moment, he's in this phase where I can't quite hit him. He's 1 pixel out of range. You can get 7 hits on him when he comes down the first time, but you need the 8th hit. The 8th hit is the problem, because next time he's flying over, he's 1 pixel lower. So it is possible to hit him next time, while he's doing that flying pattern over the top. But it's kind of sub-pixel dependent whether you just get a jump that's high enough. Here we go, it's 1 try, 2 tries. Hey, 3rd try is not bad. And your sub-pixels, your Y sub-pixels in this game, which are measurements that the game keeps track of that are smaller than a single pixel, so you can't see them displayed, but they are, going on, and they affect gameplay in some places such as that. Your sub-pixels in this game just change randomly every frame. There's nothing you can do to make that hit particularly consistent. So yeah, that's 3rd hit's not bad for that. We're on Bridge Zone, so you get some nice different zones that you don't see in other Sonic games here. I'm going to do a tricky roll. Ooh, okay, I'm going to try that again. We're going to do a tricky roll bounce off of this as the weight lands, and bounce off of this box, because when you roll bounce off of a box, you get to break the speed cap and build up a load of extra speed. Then we're going to jump on this and get a boost up here to get the extra life in this level. And then here's also the emerald in this level down here, which we're going to let the falling bridge fall and just get in there before we die. And we get over 50 rings again to go to the next bonus level. So there's absolutely no guarantees, I wanted to say, with this category that I'm going to legitimately complete it. Because not only could you not die at all, otherwise the category, otherwise the run is dead. This is the worst bonus level in the game, by the way. It's absolutely hideous. For that reason, right? Yeah, not only can you never die, because then you don't get the maximum special bonus at the end, it just doesn't give it to you. You can also, most of the time, never get hit, because if you get hit, you lose your rings, and then you don't have 50 rings to go to the bonus level. And if you miss a bonus level, there's no chance of ever going back to it. You have to get a bonus level to get all the bonus levels, every possible chance you have at the end of every level. So, as I said before, kind of a silly category. But it does indeed give you the maximum special bonus. So here's everyone's least favourite level in the run. As you can see, we're auto-scrolling. So there are a couple of things you can do during the auto-scroll. It's stuff like moving the camera down like this, and keeping objects off screen for as long as possible. So there's a monitor above me, like a ring box above me right now, which I'm keeping off screen, and that just reduces some lag. You get some lag frames. Well, you get quite a lot of lag frames if you leave TV monitors on screen. And I'm purposefully not getting too many rings here, because I still want 50 rings to go to the bonus level, but I don't want massively over 50 rings. If you get 100 rings, your ring count loops back to 0, so you don't get to go to the bonus level, you get an extra life. But also, if you get anywhere over 50 rings, the score screen takes longer to count down than it would need to, because it takes like, you know, a frame every 10 rings or something. So if you get 60 rings, you lost a frame. You could have done it for free. There was the secret extra life in this level that I just bounced on down there, by the way. So yeah, you can't do much about this bonus level. There is a hacked ROM of this game which just unlocks the auto-scroller for this level, and it changes one byte in RAM, and that's it. I mean, in the ROM, and that's it. And then this level becomes actually interesting to play, but for now we got to wait for a whole 2 minutes exactly as this level scrolls out. So we're coming to the last falling bridge, which we look up to make all the platforms not stay on screen for as long as possible, because they make it lag hideously. And that'll be over 50 rings just as we end the level, so perfect. Oh yeah, I haven't mentioned about landing on the signposts, so it's slower if you run into the signposts at full speed, because they stay spinning for longer, is the gist of it. So we try and land on them with zero horizontal speed. So here's like the pinball level, which we try and just fall through without hitting anything. Oh well, good enough. And that's the 4th bonus level completed. And now, there are 4 more bonus levels after this, but they're kind of repeats of the previous 4, just with a couple of extra platforms added in. So Bridge Boss, don't forget this sneaky extra life, which is the classic, just run to the left when the level starts. And then it's completely 50-50 which side he's going to come up on, so I try and predict to the right, and if you get the correct prediction, you get to do 1 more bounce on him. Oh, I came up on the left twice, it's the worst RNG. Otherwise, you just get that 4-4, so 8 hits again, you can bounce on him 4 times and then 4 times. But you can get a 5-3 if you kind of predict correctly. If you go all in and predict so that you'll die 50% of the time because you can't back out of your prediction, it's possible to get a 6-2, for instance, but it's hardly any time saved between them, so as long as we get through him. So here's definitely the hardest level in the game. Both in any percent and in this, if you're going for the optimal strats. I'm going to try and do some things and maybe play others a bit safe. Oh, that jump is amazingly hard to get up on that platform there. You need to be up on the corner on the perfect speed. Oh, man. So I went for a risky strat bouncing off the crab there, and that means, unfortunately, that that would be a run reset because I've died in the run, so the clear condition for max special bonus has not been completed. But I'm just going to act as though, you know, I still get to show off the whole rest of the route. So we want to collect a few extra rings here just to make sure we're getting 50 by the end of the level. I've gone the safe way this time. You can jump all the way across that waterfall. yeah, this is the hardest level for that reason. Like every time you miss a jump, it's always almost going to be insta-kill. I'm going to go over here and then jump back to the left because this is where the Chaos Emerald is hidden on this level. This is a really tricky jump off this. Slightly RNG depending on how high the log is bobbing up and down as well. But we got that through there, so that's perfect. Okay. And then one of the hardest tricks in both any percent and this is to roll off this log perfectly and get a big roll bounce off this box at the end. And then slow down enough that the ramp doesn't spit you out. And then get a final jump right to the end over there. That was a really tricky trick at the end, I'm glad I got that. And 70 rings, but whatever, as long as we're going to the bonus level. So we're back on kind of bonus level 1 again, but these platforms are going to get in my way this time. Ooh, or not, if I do it perfectly. Neat. That'll be a gold for me on that bonus level. So each of those different coloured springs at the bottom of the bonus level there bounces you in different heights. So every time I'm landing, I'm trying to land on the exact correct colour of spring. This level's very hard not to die on. I'm going to play that section slightly safe to get on this box, just waiting until I land again. And there's not very many rings in this level, so now we get to the point in the run where to get 50 rings by the end of each level starts becoming really difficult if you're trying to go fast. Yeah, as you can see, the gimmick of this level is that it's a vertical scrolling one, and if I were to fall off, this is just for example's sake, then the screen doesn't scroll back down again, it's just a death plane wherever it scrolls up to. You can't, unfortunately, yeah, so the screen only scrolls up when you're standing on the ground, not while you're jumping. Unfortunately, you can't just do the entire level off screen, that would be really cool. But at certain points you'd have to wait for the screen to scroll up anyway, because these falling platforms, these log platforms coming up, these ones here wouldn't spawn while they're off screen, they only spawn as the screen gets to them. I'm going to roll through that extra life and avoid the spring, get our final rings to get to 50 there. That was close. Luckily this game is fairly forgiving with like clipping you up onto platforms if your jump is low. So really optimal runs will have really low jumps, as low as possible, but still just make it up on the platforms. They clip you up that extra little bit of height. On bonus level 2 again, so... Oh, that's the perfect angle through the start there that I wanted. That's a little tricky jump to get through the start. You can see these extra little pink platforms messing me up, especially that one at the end. That's fine. Decent bonus level. So yeah, apart from that one death, everything is going according to plan. I haven't had to like skip any bonus levels by not having 50 rings. But, oh no, this boss is fine, but the labyrinth levels is where the ring counts get really tight. So we're going to land on that extra life in that position, and not overshooting it, or else we die. And I'm going to do a faster boss fight here. All the boss fights kill you instantly if you hit it. Oh, I just missed one hit there. All the boss fights kill you instantly if you, hit their projectiles here, because you don't get any rings for any boss levels. And then this last jump is evil. If you jump too early, you just bonk into the side of the lock screen and die. Have to do the entire level again. So playing that one safe. Also, those vines really like to eat your jump inputs. Or the slopes, any kind of slopes in this game tend to eat jump inputs a little bit. So, labyrinth levels. Oh boy. We're going to spend a little extra time to collect as many rings as I can there. So, there's the classic air bubble mechanic that you see in Sonic games, but we're going to ignore that, hopefully, until Labyrinth 2. It is possible to make it through... Since I'm waiting for the spike, I might as well collect this bubble while in here. Yeah, in any percent you can do both levels completely bubbleless, and in this max special bonus you actually have to collect bubbles at certain points because you have to go out your way to collect like the secret extra lives. So I've collected the shield here. This is the first time we see a shield. Normally it's really bad to collect shields because, as you can see, it's lagging massively right now, and that is because of the shield while on screen with other objects. But we want it to damage boost through that enemy there. Otherwise you'd have to wait for ages for that enemy to shoot all his projectiles at you and then retreat and then come back to him. And I can't damage boost through him without the shield, because then I'd lose all my rings, and I need 50 rings by the end of the level. So that's a little shield routing there for this particular category. Gonna wait for the spike ball to come around. Don't worry, we're fine on air. So I'm gonna have to play a little slow and get a couple of extra rings at the end here, because I didn't quite get enough as I was going through. As I said, the ring counts on the optimal routes for these levels are really, really tight to get to 50. Here's the secret extra life. You hit that switch, that ring box turns into an extra life. Okay, we haven't messed up getting to any bonus levels yet, but Labyrinth 2 will be the stage, if there is one, where that is most likely to happen. But first, bonus level number 3, Mark 2, as it were. Please get me over these bumpers, okay. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, I wanted to just hit the right side of that bumper. Yeah, as you can see, these bonus levels are absolute, like, so ridiculously hard to optimize. Right, as long as I get through that one, you know, fairly close to above 35, it seems decent enough to me. Alright, so Labyrinth 2, this is the lever I'm most scared of, because not only is there almost no rings on it that I need, in fact I'm going to take a little tiny bit of a slow strat and go over here, just to collect this ring stash, which we wouldn't otherwise go to. It's slightly slower, obviously, but I don't want to get to the end of the level and only have like 49 rings and not be able to quite go to the bonus level, so there we go with that. We're going to do a roll bounce off this guy, which allows us to break the speed cap along there and go that faster. So now the bubble RNG comes into play. We need to get a bubble right here, because we need to have enough air to get down to the extra life and back up again. And then when we come out of here, it's much scarier bubble RNG, where we need to get a bubble back from that spot as our timer is counting down. And if it doesn't give it to us, well, I guess we're screwed. So I could zip up here, but I would rather play it safe by collecting these rings. So you can do little up zips on these platforms. I'll show you one later in this level if you crush yourself between the ceiling and the platform. But yeah, this is safer if I get those extra rings which I missed, and then this bubble location is slightly closer than the one we'd go to if I zip there. I'm gonna roll all the way to the right hand side of this wall so that spike doesn't hit me. I'm gonna have to wait for this spike, unfortunately. Normally in any percent you could damage boost through these spikes if they're up. They're random. I think they're on a power on timer, so they're basically random. But since we don't want to lose any of our rings, we can't lose our rings because we need to have 50 at the end. I am not able to damage boost through them. So I'm being really careful to collect as many rings as possible. I know I just missed one down there earlier, but it should be fine since I got the extra ones, and that's 50, there we go. That's 52, slightly even more than we needed. So yeah, just being safe there, because this level is really bad for not getting enough rings on. And then we go up here, which is to get this invulnerability, which we wouldn't normally get, but there's a Chaos Emerald that needs collecting, and this emerald happens to be right in the middle of a spike pit, and if I were to collect it without the invulnerability, I would lose all my rings. So here it is, that's the Mammon Emerald, it was in that spike pit. Call it Mammon Emerald after a runner who accidentally fell and collected it on an 8% run, so we make fun of him ever since. Which means I think this is the final bonus level. It's incredible that I've actually not failed going to any of the bonus levels. So let's fall through here again, like this, and then like this, and then like that. Oh, I didn't quite go around the last corner there. There we go. It is possible to fall through that level just about without hitting anything at all, so you're falling the entire time. It looks really clean. Alright, so yeah, that's the last stage you can get a bonus level on, even though there are other zones where you can get 50 rings by the end of the stage, but you just can't get bonus levels on them anymore, which is very unfair. Which is why you can't miss out any points in the earlier levels to end the level with 50 rings and get them later, because the later ones just don't give you the bonus levels for some reason. So yeah, here's a ridiculous little extra life in the boss level for this part. Oh, please get over there, okay, good. And then there's like a 3-frame window to get this jump at the end. Which I did, okay. And then this is a really hard boss hit, so I'm trying to concentrate for this, please. Okay, there we go, yeah, get the 2 hits there. It is possible to get 3 hits there, that's even harder. I can do it, but I just don't want to risk it. And then getting 2 hits there allows us to kind of get the one cycle where we get all the hits needed. Ooh, okay, just about. He was just rising back up, I thought that might have been too late. So you get 2 in the middle and then 3 on each side. Otherwise he would start again from the middle. So yeah, that's all the bonus levels so far, and all the secret extra life so far. So this run is going well, apart from the fact that I died. But, you know, apart from that, this run is going well. Just so people aren't surprised when it happens at the end of the game, but there are only 6 Chaos Emeralds in this game. That is the amount that existed at this time. 6 is the maximum Chaos Emerald amount. That jump is a bit tricky to make sure I land on the extra life there. If you wait too long, the extra life fills off the conveyor belt straight into the void, and you can never pick it up. But you need it to complete this category, so better get it. So since this is a marathon, I'm going to wait until 30 seconds right at the end of the level instead of 29, so that bonus screen is shorter. Otherwise, if we're timing this on the leaderboard normally, we take out the time that the bonus screens tick for. But since it's a marathon, it's slightly faster to wait 1 second in the level and save 3 seconds on the bonus screen or whatever it is. So yeah, this is Scrap Brain 2. It's the longest level that isn't the auto-scroller. In any percent, we'd normally do an intentional death on this level to go back round to a checkpoint, but we can't die in this category, so I'm going to pretend like I haven't died and not do the death warp. So here's a little glitch to get on the wrong side of a one-way door, so we can collect the extra life very much faster and earlier than having to go all the way around to the other side of that door. And we're going to go up the top route of this fork because there's an emerald to collect. And the emerald is here. There it is. And now that we're here, we're going to go up to press the switch which we would otherwise death warp for. So as you can see, the switch switches these one-way doors that way round, so we can go to the end of the level from that side. And then we have to go back round to get to the end of the level, which lets us come at it from that side. Just going to do some rolls and accurate jumps down here. So coming up is a little bit of a skip where as we're falling down this massive hole, we're going to move to the right within like a 3-frame window to get in this early. So here, there we go, we got in there. And then we're on that side of those doors, which means we're at the end of the level. And we didn't need 50 rings for this level because the bonus levels don't happen anymore. It's really annoying. What else? Oh yeah, you're gonna love these this boss level coming up. It's real exciting. Although look out at the end of it. It's another example of in the Sonic franchise where Eggman runs away faster than Sonic can catch him, proving that Sonic is not the fastest thing. Eggman running away from Sonic is in fact the fastest thing. So the only thing to optimize this stage is a massive maze level, by the way. That's why I said it was a entertaining boss fight. The only thing to optimize this is these doors opening. You can kind of back off and then run under them with a little bit of speed instead of just running right into them, so that you don't start your acceleration from 0 coming under them. You have a little bit of acceleration just as they open. You see it in things like Doom speedruns for the final doors in those and stuff as well, like just running at doors at the perfect time as they open. So we had to go all the way around to get the extra life on the other side of a one-way door there. We avoid that troll switch because it closes the door we're about to run into. And here he is, look at him run. Look at him go. There he goes. And I'll do a little glitch that loses time here, but whatever. I want to show it off because I never get to do it anywhere else. If you carefully move into here, you can fall through there. It does nothing, but then you press left and there you are. So that means we're on the final zone now. That was Scrap Brain Zone. We're on sky base zones. So this first one is actually really hard to do it optimally. It's based on lightning cycles. And the lightning cycle is always the same when you spawn in the level for the first time, but if you die, I'll have to retry the level, then the lightning cycle changes. So I didn't get fast cycle here because I didn't manage to get through these first couple of lightning points. Oh, that cannon is kind of variable when it can fire. So here's the extra life on this stage. I'm just going to wait down here for the lightning, just to be safe. Oh Apologies, taking that slowly. Okay, there we go. Now I can just roll down onto this section, whatever. And jump, skip a couple of platforms by jumping straight onto this one. Then we jump as early as we can off of this platform. Jump straight to there. And that last bit looks dangerous, but it's another instance of this game kind of being nice and clipping you up onto platforms. So just holding right and doing a full jump at that end onto those up and down platforms actually always works. So this level is really easy in any percent, well, fairly easy in 80%, and really hard here. Let's see if I can get fast cycle. So I wait for a little bit to get the right cycle here. I jump as late as I can off here, which lands me here, which is the secret emerald path. Here's the secret extra life as well. Land on this one. If I jump off it really early and make it onto this, I can just get up into the emerald. That was really hard to do. I'm glad I managed to do that. So there's so many ways that can fail. You can fall and die. You can clip up onto the left-hand side of the chain, which means you can't any longer collect the emerald. You've just screwed the run for yourself. But anyway, onto the final boss. If I've collected every secret extra life in the game, there should be a bonus extra life at the start of this level, proving that I have. So if it's here, then I have. Hey, and there it is. So that's not normally there. And we're just going to do a little exploit, just a little one, where we kind of clip in with the Robotnik here. Oh, I'm going to die, I think. Oh, I just made it out in time. So that we have to leave that chamber at a certain point. You can't stay in there the entire time, because that orange ball comes down and kills you. And that's time, by the way, as we hit that teleporter. There we go, that's time. Forgot to say that was coming up, sorry. Too much to say about the final boss fight, but yeah. Specific glitch to clip into that tube. There you go, that's the 100% category for Sonic 1 on the Sega Master System, this one is. And you get to see the extra little emerald cutscene when you get all the emeralds, here he goes. And this is, the emeralds go up into the sky of the island and absorb all of the pollution that Robotnik has made. Because that's what the emeralds were originally written as, that they're like concentrated pollution. But then they decided to go with the Dragon Ball Z and just say that you become super when you have them instead later on. Anyway, thanks for watching this one. I think I have another one coming up next, so I'm gonna start getting set up for that. But yeah, if you want to run this game, come and check out the speedrun.com leaderboards, and there's guides, and I think the Sonic Discord is linked from there and things. Yeah, this is the most kind of Mario of the Sonic games. There's no spin dashing. There's no slope. There's no slope physics, unless you're rolling down one. So it's just holding right and jumping optimally.
Alright, that was Phozonn with Sonic the Hedgehog on Sega Master System. And up next, we got a very special run also from Phozonn, playing Sonic the Hedgehog on Sega Genesis. No, not with a controller, not with a keyboard. Why would anyone do that? Oh no. They will be playing with a DDR dance pad. That is right. Probably the first time that I've ever seen the DDR percentage of Sonic the Hedgehog. So we will have that here in just a little bit. We're gonna take a quick intermission, and then we'll be back soon with Phozonn.